Super professional intro with no music so I don't get copyright struck. Struck. Yeah! Hello there, my name is Wimp and welcome to the refit of the Open Cockpit Utility Hover Vehicle 12 HoverSled. As usual, these were built before the game was released, so there's no such thing as weights and volumes, no such thing as CPU. Now there's two versions because this was the lower unlock level version and then this one was a upgraded version. Now I think what I'm going to do is the new version is going to be like this. It has a bigger back end and these struts are enlarged in order to fit a turret on them, but then make it a lower tier so that there's not two on the workshop, there's only going to be one. Now you might be able to see the resemblance if you squint, that it's sort of loosely based on, I think it's called the Mule from Firefly / Serenity, one or the other or both. That was the inspiration I had, and obviously it's called a sled because it's also reminiscent of, you know, something that reindeer would pull and a fat jolly man would be driving, which when I'm driving is partly true. So what do I need to do now? There's an issue with these old vehicles in that the little walkway around inside air quotes, is only 1 block wide, and that's fine if this is perfectly horizontal, but if you're parked on crooked unlevel ground, it's really difficult to get around the back. I was thinking I might make this vehicle 2 blocks wider. That would give me not only space to allow people to walk around if the ground is uneven, but it would also give a bit more space for extensions and other devices. The thing with that is, this vehicle, in my opinion, looks good at that scale, and I think if it was to be made 2 blocks wider it would look out of proportion, its width compared to its length, so it would then need to be lengthened as well, and I'm not sure that's going to look as good, or good at all actually. I think I will try, I'll sort of build the outline maybe and do it so that it is 2 blocks wider and maybe 2, 3, 4 blocks longer. I'm not sure, but we'll see how that looks. A couple of other things I want to change: the medic station and the O2 station at the back there. I think this area should be kind of engineering area, so I don't think they should be there, or that fridge. I'm going to try to move them towards the front somewhere. And again, if this was 2 blocks wider, that would be easier. But I'm not sure. I'm also thinking I'm going to have 2 armor lockers. I might try for 3. Possibly. It could be that I leave one in the middle like that, and then I have this medic station on one side, which is 2 by 2 by a half, and 2 of the armor lockers would be the same size, so that might work out, maybe. Front-wise, it's going to have 1 less drill, so this is a kind of multi-purpose vehicle that I was using to raid POIs. And I think the new one is going to be similar. Oh, also, the building rules I follow for having civilian vehicles with retractable turrets isn't going to work with this vehicle. I'm kind of okay with it, to be honest, because I think I can kind of twist the lore of this vehicle to say that it's used by security forces and military ground personnel and civilian militia and mercenaries as a base assault vehicle and a temporary checkpoint vehicle. I think I can twist that storyline so the turrets won't be retractable. Anyway, back to the front. So there'll be one less drill. I think 2 is fine on this kind of multi-purpose vehicle. So this is going to be kind of if the Hover Trike, a general purpose vehicle, had a baby with this buggy, which is 4 seats and used for personnel transport, and then, you know, it got the genes from its granddad or something, and it's really big. I don't know. But yeah, it's going to be sort of, it mixes those 2 roles. Weapons wise, I think what I'm going to do is move these Gatlings up to the top here in front of the seats, so that I've got this area. I'm planning to put another turret down here, so it's sort of got a chin mounted turret for shooting spiders and whatnot on the ground beneath you. Yeah, probably won't have as many lights. There was something else I wanted to mention. Oh, I suppose I'll cover it when I'm doing the devices. So, as is the new norm, I have my starting arrow out, and I have all my devices in my pockets. Well, not all of them, because I needed to leave space, and I don't have things like the lights, and the docking pads, and the jump boosters. Everything else is ready. So, actually, let me open this back up. I have my possibles down here, other than this. Actually, I'll move that there. So, I'm pretty sure it's going to be tier 3 based on the CPU of both of these. So this one's 18.8. Yeah. 13.7. So they're both within tier 2, but I know what's going on the new version, so I think it will be tier 3. Now, power generation, I'm pretty sure it's going to need 2 generators. It might only need 1 big and 1 small one, but let's allocate 2 big ones for now. The original has lots of fuel. I think the device grouping said 11. That's probably a bit too much for what I'm planning. I'm thinking maybe 6? Possibly? Yeah, I think so. Propulsion wise, I'm going to break out these, what are they called? The medium tier 2s? Yes. Now these have an unlock level of 10. So does the rocket launchers. I think there might be something else. Oh! Okay, maybe it won't be a tier 10. Ooh, okay. Maybe it'll have to be, I mean level 10, it might have to be tier 2. I might have to try to get this in tier 2. Because I want this to be an unlock level 10. So I'll have to see how I go with that. That might be quite difficult. So, it's probably going to have 2 of these in all directions. Probably. I have got mediums on my toolbar and some smalls in the pocket. In my pocket, just in case it does need like a couple more. So I will place some mediums just to give it that extra bit that it might need. And as you can see, I've got the larger hover boosters. Oh yeah, I think these are 10 as well. Unlock level 8. Okay, so close enough. But I think it's probably going to have 4 of these. One in all four corners, probably. Now, again, in my pockets, I've got a normal size hover engine just in case I need them. But that might be enough. And then, like the originals, this is going to be 4 seats. So let's plonk them down. Right, let me get the next lot of stuff out. Okay, so I was planning to put on a constructor. Now, based on what I just learned about the unlock level of the tier 3 CPU extensions, this will be the thing that goes if I need something to go. So I'm going to plonk that there. Yeah, just so I know that's expendable. I don't think the originals even have one. I could be wrong. Oh yeah, they have one. Okay. But we'll see. I would be okay with that going if it's needed. Right, so of course these two. Give it a hat. 2 fridges I think would be enough. Okay. It's gonna have an O2 station and 4 tanks, 1 for each person, basically. And then, like I said earlier, I think I'm going to give it... Yeah, I think I'm going to give it 3 armor lockers. I think that works out as 1 for the 2 front seats, 1 for the 2 rear seats, and then 1 spare for any extra stuff you might need to carry. It is kind of the thing. Here is the medic station. Is that where I've been putting them? No. Not that it really matters. Don't know why I always correct it on this arrow. These, do I really need to put them on? I think there's only a CPU of 1 each, isn't it? 1 each for the shutters. Yeah, okay, I'm not going to bother putting them on there then. Right, next lot of stuff. Okay. So, like the original, a harvester module. A bit like the original, 2 drills, mechanicals, because the lasers are too high of an unlock level. It's going to have 2 of the Gatlings. Yes. And then turret-wise, it's going to be Gatling, rocket. The same, sort of similar to that one. So, where did I put that? On there. Okay. And then 2 more across the top. And 2 rockets. Now I know that the rockets are a lower CPU cost for some reason. Right, which way round are these? Ore and wood and ammo. So the ore and wood is going to be its primary cargo carrying container. I want to make it ore and wood obviously because of the harvester module and the 2 drills. But I have no idea how many extensions this is going to be. And then of course it's going to need a fairly large ammo box with all these weapons on it. So it's possible I'm going to do that, maybe 8 extensions. I'm not sure, but I think so. Oh yeah, another thing with the CPU, those are 3000 CPU. So I'm going to want to make this upgradable. So when I put the CPU extension in, I'm going to need to allocate space so that it can be removed and the tier 3s/4s put in. So we'll have to see how that goes. Yeah, I think that's everything. So, fingers crossed, let's have a look at the CPU. Huh. Okay. So that gives me quite a lot to play with. Am I missing anything? So, construction-wise, this is a sort of slight combat vehicle. So this is the first vehicle in the first run series that is going to be using the hardened steel blocks. And if you have seen my Wimpo Manufacturing Terms, Definitions and Conventions guide on the workshop, you might know that it actually lists the hardened steel as sub-warship, I think it is. Here we go, construction rules. So, hull. Civilian and militia mercenary steel. But then this is where you kind of think, oh, okay, it's not meant for HVs. So that's why I thought, if combat steel is going to be used for tanks, because I don't list HVs here, that's what I plan to use, then I'm thinking something like a militia mercenary security thing would be fine with hardened steel, despite these construction rules. Yeah, so the reason I bring that up is because these hardened steel blocks I've already checked, and they have a CPU cost of 5 per block. Now, based on what I just saw, I'm not too worried about that now. I think this is going to be fine as a little tier 2 multiple person move about kind of thing. Yeah, do you know, I'm quite excited by this now. I mean, this is one of my favourite vehicles that I ever built. I just love the way it looks. I'm hoping I don't ruin it by trying to make it bigger so that you can walk around the sides. But and if it does ruin the way it looks, then it'll just have to be like this, and you won't walk around the sides when it's crooked. But there we go then. I think the plan is all planned. Yeah, so there are a couple of other things missing. I pointed them out earlier. The lights, the docking pads. I think I'm only going to do 2. No, I think I'm going to do 3 of these hover boosters for jumping. This one has 5 for some reason. Righto then, so it's time to start throwing some blocks around, and I'll bring you back when I've got something to show you. Oh, I'll probably bring you back when I've got something built so I can see how 2 blocks wider and 4 blocks longer would look, because I'm not holding out hope for that, but we'll see. Right then, see you in a bit. I'm such a moron. Were you shouting at the screen? Were you? Were you shouting at the screen? Because I am now, moron. So, yep, I think it's going to have to be no constructor. Gives me 1500 CPU on blocks. Okay, there we go then. I'll see what I can come up with. Right then, see you in a bit. Rightio then. So this is what it would look like if it were 2 blocks wider, 1 on each side, and then 4 longer. So there's an extra block here. See, this gate door thing is 3 blocks rather than 2. Then this flat section of this shape, whatever it is, that's 3 blocks instead of these 2. Oh, it's only 3 blocks longer, because then there's an extra block on the front, because it looked a bit silly being the same size as that. So I lengthened the front by 1 block. So 3 blocks longer, 2 blocks wider. Doesn't look bad. I think it looks alright. Headlights can go there. Maybe another pair there. Yes. I was going to say, I don't know, but I think I do know. I think this is alright. There is a bit of a worry. 333 blocks so far. I mean, that does include those up there, but still, there's not many there. So, if we say that half of those is going to be the hardened steel, and that's 5 CPU each, so we say 150 hardened steel blocks, 150 times 5, 250, 750, 750, plus another 150, so 900, we'll call it 1,000 CPU on blocks. 1,000 CPU for blocks. Takes it up to 11.5. I'm cutting it fine here, I'm cutting it fine. I also realised that I said on this version, all this is moving because I wanted a turret there, and then I didn't allocate a turret for there. So I think the back slot here, which is taken up by a tool turret on this version, the original, will be empty, and the turret that I placed here, thinking it would go there, I'm going to place under the chin, under there. There. Okay, so I think we have ourselves a design plan. Possibly. I'm looking at that because I'm thinking, do I want to go do I want to go an extra block longer on the back and make it 4 blocks longer? Let me break out the copy paste tool for a second. I'm gonna need to see all the blocks. Right. And cut that, please. Move it backwards by 1 and paste it, please. Yeah, okay. I think what I might do... Let me break this out again. Boop, boop. Cut it. Move it backwards. Paste it. It's already a cube. Okay. So... Give me that one, please. God damn it. So if I do that, and then I do... No, okay. I think... yeah. Right. I'm going to move that back to where it was. So that now sort of lines up with that, kind of, sort of. No, I don't think I like it being that 1 block extra longer. No, I don't think I do. Righto, cool. That's that decided then. Righto then, so I'm going to start throwing the devices into the actual one. I'll keep that there for reference. And I will see you when I've got something to show you. I'm very sorry, I sort of got carried away. She's not completely finished. I still have to do the ore and wood container extensions in the floor, but and protect this. But I sort of... Yeah, I just got into a rhythm and carried on. So this is what I've got so far. In here you can access the fuel, although... if you're hovering high enough, you could probably access the fuel anyway. Yeah, okay. And in here is the tier 2 extender, and then when you remove that and you remove these red blocks, you can put in the tier 3 extenders. Here's the idea. Ammo there, a smaller ammo there. Yeah. Generators are here, and I did that because the hit points of these thrusters and those hover engines compared to a block is actually quite high. So I put them there for a reason. So it's coming along. Oh, I made a decision. I'm not going to use hardened steel. I was struggling to keep it under tier 2, and I think considering tier 3 was meant to be an upgrade idea so that you could put a tool turret on the back, I might as well keep the hardened steel as an upgrade option as well. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. It's entirely possible. No, it's not. I was going to say it's entirely possible I might be able to get another turret on. Oh, I replaced that Gatling with another rocket. And I was thinking I could get something on the back just to indicate that there is supposed to be something there, but I think a screen will do. If there's enough CPU left, or if it takes me over by not by much, I think I might put either a Gatling on the back or replace that with a Gatling. I'll see how it turns out. But then these blocks, these extension blocks, are worth 15 CPU each. And I'm planning to replace all of the carbon substrate you can see with it. So yeah, that it might be an issue, but we'll see. We'll see. Right then, I'm sorry I left it this long. I didn't show you the back and this. I wasn't going to put thrusters in these little things, but she was looking a bit sorry for herself in terms of her maneuverability. It was 32 pushing forwards and then 24 in all other direct. I didn't press anything. Computer, are you showing the viewers behind the curtain? That's a bit rude. Anyway, so I put those on it. I don't know. It is going to be rather sluggish, I think, but you know, it's kind of the price you pay for keeping it under tier 2. There we go. I'm okay with the size of it though. It looks okay. Funny thing is, these feel really squat now compared to this. I was thinking I preferred this size, but now that I'm building at this scale, these seem, yeah, just squashed. Anyway, there we go. I'll bring you back when I've got something else to show you. It'll probably be once it's finished and I'm down on the planet for the test drive. Right then, see you in a while. Right, test drive time. But first, I made a couple of tweaks. The first, those red blocks there are now allocated for the constructor. And in here is the core and the wireless connection. Now originally I had that slot empty for the constructor, and the core and the wireless were here, and this was a cargo box. And I realised, what sense does it make having these delicate things right out here with very little protecting it, and having the constructor in there. Now I do quite often, if the ship is big enough to do it, or vehicle, I quite often have the core separate from the CPU extenders, because these are relatively expensive and the core just isn't. So if your core is going to get destroyed, it's better to have it out far away from the extenders so that they don't get lost as well. But it just felt weird having the constructor in this protected armoured building thing. So yeah, it's now set to go there. I did manage to change that rocket turret for a Gatling. I did also try having these rocket turrets that are on the back at the front and the Gatling turrets at the front on the back. It does look slightly better in my opinion. The only problem is the very back of this rocket turret is slightly obscuring that thruster when it's there. Now I don't think it would damage it, it just looks odd. Yeah. So other things, CPU wise we're here now, just under 12.2. I've lowered the extensions on this ore and wood container to be 8K rather than 9K. That helped bring the CPU down a bit, and that little cargo box that I moved from there into there I got rid of as well. I wanted it to be below 200 over, so I did that. Anything else? I'm not sure there is. I think that's everything that I tweaked and need to mention. I don't know if I showed this, but this is where its fuel is stored, right on the bottom. So if you're going to get shot at by troops, especially considering this is right next to the core and this where the extensions are going to go, you should really lower it to the ground as best you can. Right, yeah, test drive time. Yeah, again, IE's British, so she's right-hand drive. Okay, so she pitches backwards because of the weight. No, that's the wrong button. Yeah, that's not hugely off, is it? Is that really responsible? Or am I on a slope? It might be on a slope. Doesn't look like it. I don't know. Oh my god, that's the wrong button again. I pressed the wrong button twice. Moron! Okay. Oh god. She definitely needs an upgrade. Excuse me. Thank you. Right, yes. Steering is terrible. Not sure I can do anything about it, but... yeah, see, now she's pitching forward, so I think it's sloped ground. See, I can't move... I can't move that thruster forward anymore to help with yaw, unless I move that mechanical drill forward so that it's flush with those headlights. I don't think that would look very good, but let me give it a try. And then I would need to move the turret back. So actually, those and then thrusters. Oh yeah, I need to be doing this on both sides as well, don't I? Give me a minute. Oh. Yeah, the generator's there. Can I go... yeah, no. Never mind. Not a good idea. I don't know why I did that. This isn't the one I was building. This is just one I spawned in to test it. So, it's definitely going to benefit from an RCS. Pew! I'm Superman, y'all. Yeah, I think unless it comes tier 3, which I don't really want to do. I want this to be usable earlier on in the game. It might just have to be shit until it gets upgraded. Yeah, I think so. Shit, but relatively well armed comparative to the rest of the stuff. I mean, so far, everything in the first run series, the most well armed is this with 2 turrets, or this with a turret and 2 Gatlings. So, oh, and this is the same, turret and 2 Gatlings. So this is definitely the most heavily armed so far in the series. Righto then, so test drive over. I will see you in a while once it's painted. Just out of curiosity, I thought I'd try upgrading it and seeing what it's like upgraded, or how I see it would be upgraded. I'm not going to cover it in too much detail. Cover, there's a V in that word. Cover it in too much detail. I'll go into it more when I do the tour. I think I'll cover how I think it should be upgraded. I mean, you can see on the toolbar down there, the hotbar, what I've put on it. Other than the light, I use that for deleting stuff because it's nice and small and I can see the thing I'm deleting. I mean, you try and delete some blocks with that in the way, it's harder. So, yeah, it looks like this, upgraded. And CPU wise, it's nowhere near the max limit for tier 3. Nowhere near. So, let's see how its performance is going to be. 37 in the yaw, 39 forward, and 30 in all other directions. I have to admit, I was expecting more. Mind you, which large thruster have I got? The normal one. That's because it's unlocked 7. The next one is unlocked 12. Yeah, it should be the T2 large that I'm using. Alright, give me a minute. Okay, T2 large is installed. 43 yaw, 50 forwards, 37 all others. I mean, it's better. And considering it's a tier 10 unlock level anyway, I mean an unlock level 10, it's not tier 10, is it? I know what I mean. You know what I mean. Yeah, so... Oh, CPU. It went up by 1,000. In fact, it might not even be 1,000. It might have been 500 or something. Okay. Yeah, I think that's how it should be. Oh, raise it up a little bit. They can go off. And I'll turn pilot mode on. Yeah, see, this is how I think this should be used. Yes. Oops. Sorry, tree. Yeah, okay, there we go. Experiment done. So that's... I'll have to remember that for when I do the tour. I mean, it's fairly easy. Oh, yeah, I did want to actually... I think I'm going to suggest this as well. Let's get rid of that. Because there's a fairly nice flat spot on the bottom if you take that block off. Yes. Yes. So that's how I'm going to suggest it's upgraded then. Just broke 20,000. Oh yeah, and as I mentioned earlier on in the video, I think some of this, especially this round here, could be upgraded to hardened steel. So I would suggest that as well. Alright, there we go then. I'll see you in a bit when it's painted. So it's brown. I had a colour in my head how it would look and I can't quite get it right, but I think that's as good as I'm going to get it. So it's another vehicle with a choice of colours. So you can have it in the brown it comes with. There's that one, that's one of the default colours that the original comes in. You could also have it in a slightly different coloured brown, and an orangey yellow that is as close as I could get it to the Firefly's actual flying mule that this was based on. And even this actually was a pain in the ass. I was tweaking these, going back between the images. Is it still open yet? So I was looking at that image. Is it closed? No, it's okay. Is it? I don't know. Yeah, so story time with Wimp. Yeah, see the colour in my head. I've obviously seen a vehicle like this, and it's why I've got it in my head, but it's a bit more red than that, and sort of greyer, but I just cannot get it right at all, like no matter how hard I try. I mean, at one point I even started with these colours and tried to edit them to a greyer version, but I just couldn't get it right. I don't know. And like I said, I've no idea what vehicle it is in my head. I've done a couple of Google searches. I mean, brown excavator, copper excavator, bronze coloured excavator. Oh yeah, it wouldn't actually find anything that was remotely like the image in my head. And it could be that it wasn't anything I had seen. It's possible it was just my imagination as I was trying to think up how this would look, but I mean, I still think it looks pretty good. I'm not sure it looks as good in that brown. So all I have left now, by the way, is to do the device grouping and the signal logic. But I think I am going to try and play with this brown a bit more. Try and get it a bit better. I'm not sure how though. Yeah, I've got no idea. Anyway, there we go. That's the end of this update. But hopefully it looks a bit better by the time you get hold of it anyway. Alright then, see you in a bit. Rightio then, it's all done. Hooray! Device is all named and grouped. Yippee! And as you can see, I got the custom signals and custom shortcuts all sorted. Yippee! I don't know if you can tell, but I've also tweaked the shade of brown for the 1000th time. Still not what I've got in my head, but that'll do. Yep. Right, thank you very much for taking an interest in the HoverSled. If you don't like this brown, do please paint it a different colour. That's just me all over, isn't it? Eh? Fuck up. Right, thank you very much for considering the HoverSled. I hope you enjoy it, and hopefully I'll either see you in the other video for this build or in a different video for another build. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Super professional outro! Just to give you time really to remove this video from your watch later list or something.